Hi everyone, my name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch at 5 PM Pacific time in the United States. That's now 11 AM if you're in Australia, or 1 AM I believe still if you're in the UK. I hope you guys and girls are well. Sniper Girl, hello to you as well. Tamana, hello to you Tamana. And Hellforge, good morning to you as well. Everyone's doing good, that's good to hear. Remember guys, if you want to join the Phil Does 3D Discord server, click that link Hellforge has popped into Twitch chat. Or if you're watching me back on my YouTube channel, /Phil Does 3D, you can go to my Twitch page. You'll find a link in the description below my YouTube video. Go to the About Me section on my Twitch page and look in the panels. You'll see a blue graphic that says join the Phil Does 3D Discord. Just click that. That will give you an invite link to become a Phildo. We're going to continue working on an asset for a game called The House in the Hollow. You can wishlist that now on Steam. Again, go to the About Me page and you'll find a graphic in my panels. Or if you're watching me on YouTube, look in the description below the video and you'll get a link to the Steam store page. And if you want to know more about me, click the link in Twitch chat or go to my website, phildoes3d.com. I think that's everything. So yes, I upload all of my previous streams to my Twitch channel, so you can always watch them on Twitch. And I also upload them to YouTube, but the YouTube streams are behind the Twitch stream. So if you want to see the very latest Twitch stream, the very latest video on the game, then go to my Twitch channel. Hellboy says it's going well, thanks. Good to hear. Hey to you as well. And you're good, Sniper Girl. Smurfberry! Smurfberry says nonsense. Stream is 8 PM. Don't confuse people. It's already hard enough with time zone, Smurf. Sniper Girl says, wondering if you'll end up waiting until half the stream is over to start working again. No, I'm all ready to go. Hellforge, it's 2 AM where Hellforge is, not 1 AM. Well, I think it's 1 AM maybe in the UK. I could be wrong. It could be 2 AM. Wow, it's so late, Hellforge. For you. Sniper Girl says, yep, join and become a Phildo, one of Phil's dildos. That's exactly right. Coffee, yes, and look, I've got the big coffee mug with me today. Can you guys see that? The big coffee mug. It's about twice the size of the other one. So I can have a nice big drink of coffee. And I won't run out before the end of the stream. So there you go. Hellforge actually put a message in Discord to remind me, just as well you did, Hellforge, because I'd forgotten. Hellforge says 2 AM Central EU. Oh, well, there you go. 2 AM, wow. Sniper Girl says, the Smurf missed you coming in. Hi. Smurf says, I did math and it worked. And I'm suspicious of the fact that it worked. Listen, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, Smurf. If it works, then that's good. Because math is hard. And if you got it to work, then that is good. So we're working on a gate at the moment for the game. This is going to be the gate at the main entrance. And we're UV mapping it up at the moment. So we're going to jump straight into Verizon. I've already got the gate pulled in so we can get started straight away. You see, Sniper Girl? You see how organised I am? Sniper Girl says math actually worked amazing. Yes, that's right. And Phil's actually starting to do some work pretty much immediately. Even more amazing, hey? Smurf says, like it works so good it's actually identical to some NASA result. Wow. You're comparing yourself to NASA? Well, that's impressive. Sniper Girl says, sign of hell freezing over, the fact that I'm working straight away. Oh no, my phone is going off. Sorry about that, guys. Always when I start streaming, what is it all about? They'll leave a message on my voicemail if it's important, I'm sure. That's my phone going off saying, I have a message on my voicemail. Sniper Girl says, wow, nice. Sniper Girl says, warning, Monday you were playing a game. Okay, fine. Well, I've got The Witcher 3 installed. I can play that. Helpwood says I'm a bit cold. Yeah, but not freezing yet. I like the cold weather. I'm not looking forward to coming into summer in Australia. It's going to be hot and horrible. Because it always is. It's always hot and horrible. Sniper Girl says to Hellforge, considering you're in hell, how can it be cold there? That's right. It's in the name, isn't it? I wonder if I should check my voicemail. Smurf says, so there's this interesting thing where during certain parts of the year around the solstice, when the relative tilt of the Earth compared to the incoming rays of the Sun are the most extreme, where the pole has the most insolation, then it decreases from the pole, but there's a small band where it gets warmer again before finally going back down again. I often wondered about that, you know, is that real? Because, yeah, I've noticed with the change of seasons, it seems to get warm and then cool, and then before you get back into the real warm stage. Yeah, that's interesting. Smurf says, in discovering that and finding a data source that confirmed it was cool. Yes, that is interesting, because I have actually wondered about that, like I said. Looks like I missed it. I've just got to check my phone, guys. I'm sorry. Just in case it's work. You never know. Hang on. Okay. Well, whoever it was didn't leave a voicemail message, so it can't have been important. That's the way I look at things. Probably spam. Probably one of those spam calls trying to sell me something. Or trying to get me to click, you know, to visit some site. That seems to be really popular at the moment. Oh, Smurf says, I mean, only on one day. Oh, okay, yeah, because I've noticed, like, it seems to get, like, you say you're coming from winter to summer, like I am at the moment. At the end of winter, we had this really warm spell that lasted for, I don't know, maybe 4 days. And then now it's gone cold again. And then the next time it starts to heat up, it'll stay hot. That seems to be the way it works in this country anyway. This one's giving me a bit of an issue. Smurf says, like the 90 degrees latitude and sunlight decreases until you reach 63 degrees latitude, and then it reverses and increases again to like 43 degrees latitude, and then from there it goes back to decreasing again until you get to the opposite hemisphere, where the other side is experiencing a 24-hour nighttime. Jeez, you know so much about it, Smurf. This is really, this little piece is giving me an issue. Don't give me an issue. Be good. I think what I might do is I might just give it a bit of a hand. Hang on. It's a bit better. Smurf says it's weird. It's this weird result of Earth being a sphere and tilted and rotating. The Earth is actually stretched a little bit, isn't it? It's not a perfect sphere because of the rotation of the planet. Doesn't it sort of bulge a little? Not a lot, but it's pretty much round, but not a perfect sphere. That's what I thought anyway. I could be wrong. I often am. Smurf says, yeah, it does have a bulge as you get to the equator. I thought so. Every time. I'm going to have to do these up by hand and it's really annoying. Because you guys know how much I hate UV mapping by hand. Smurfer says if there was no tilt or if you measure on an equinox, it just goes from the minimum isolation at the pole to the maximum at the equator, back to the minimum at the other pole. I actually have a gigantic spreadsheet with the data at every 1 degree of latitude from NASA for every day since 1980, or for every day of 1980. And you're feeding all of that into your modelling, aren't you? I'm impressed. Sniper Girl says, are ND filters worth getting for a drone? ND filters. Are you talking about filters for the lens or the camera? Oh, neutral density. Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about a filter you place over your camera lens. I guess it's up to you. I don't tend to use them, if that's what you mean. Yeah, no, I don't tend to use them. I did actually, speaking of photogrammetry again, you know how a few weeks ago we were talking, you guys were talking about that article that was online about the guy who does processing on his images before he actually creates the photogrammetry. And I told you guys I don't do that, and I still don't do that, by the way. What he's doing, he's not actually doing much post-process on the images. What he mentioned, because I did read the article, I'm assuming it's it was the article and not a video that you guys were talking about. Smurf says, I'm not sure if an ND filter would play nice with photogrammetry since it's changing the exposure level of part of the image. This is why I don't tend to want to, why I say to you guys, I don't do post-processing on my images. You don't use a telephoto lens. I use no filters on the lenses at all. Oh, it was a YouTube video. Okay, well I looked at the wrong thing then. I read an article that you guys had put in the tutorials and tips section. There was an article, a written article on it, and that guy was talking about doing post-processing just to correct for white balance and for shadows. And my argument against that would be, well, you shouldn't be taking your photogrammetry shots on a sunny day. You shouldn't need to remove shadows from your images because you should photograph on an overcast day, in which case you'll get uniform lighting everywhere anyway. You don't need to post-process the image. That's why you should always take them on an overcast day. Snappy Girl says, and in the video he did do color correction on all pictures based on a color chart and white balance. Yeah, and again, if that works for him, that's fine. I mean, obviously you can do a color correction. That's not going to change change too much on the photograph for the photogrammetry software to have a problem reconstructing the model. But I'd still do all of that after I've actually created the texture, after I've processed the model. If I want to do color correction, I'd do it afterwards, not beforehand. You shouldn't need to do it beforehand unless you're using a camera that's really crap. As long as you're using a camera that gives you good quality images, you shouldn't need to do color correction. The article I read, like I said, he was talking about changing the white balance and also adjusting for shadows. So it's obviously not maybe what you're talking about. I don't think he mentioned color correction as far as changing the color of the image. Smurf says, I actually wish I had an ND filter for some of the shots I was taking during that model photo shoot the other week. Yeah, look, filters on cameras are great as long as you're not doing photogrammetry. Smurf says the sky was pretty harsh. Because of course you can make adjustments like that in most cameras now anyway. You can make adjustments to the white setting. Snobby Girl says, I find doing it beforehand works better. It ensures the color is 100% correct on all the images. Yeah, again, you shouldn't be getting variation in your images from a color. You shouldn't need to do it. If your camera is set correctly, there should be no requirement to do adjustment like that. I've never needed to do it. I just don't understand why he's doing it. Yeah, it's never been a problem for me. I make sure all the settings in my camera are correct. So long as the camera settings are correct and the images will be correct, there should be no need to do a color correction. But hey, to each their own. Mercury says, but on the other hand, screwing filters on and off can take up precious time. Certainly can. Sniper Girl says the drawback is it takes longer. She says, with a good camera, you'd be surprised at how different the end results can be. Well, not if you set your camera settings correctly, you won't be surprised. Most people don't though. Most people just pick up their camera and take a picture. You've actually got to go into the settings and make sure your white balance and everything is correct. And I blame mobile phones for that because companies have wanted to make it as easy as possible for the everyday Joe to actually be able to get good shots. So they often the settings for the camera are not quite good. They're not good. They're good enough for a variety of situations, but you can always improve on them by actually changing the settings manually. Which is what I would suggest. Heaps of articles online if you're not sure what you're doing and how to do it. Just general camera articles, not photogrammetry related, but just any camera, you know, article online will tell you how to set your camera up correctly to get the best shot. You see how much I'm working today? You see how good I am? YouTube won't be complaining. This is the part of modelling I dislike the most. Hang on, what are we saying here? Smurf says Phil is saying a git gut scrub. What? Git gub scrub. Sniper Girl says to Smurf, we'll look at getting a pack of ND filters. Not just looking at using it for photogrammetry. Do you want to use it for other things? Possibly real estate photography. I do want to use it for other things. Possibly real estate photography or another job that can give us that can get use of the drone. Yeah, look, it's handy to have those filters for sure. Because all I ever generally do is photogrammetry with my camera. That's not true. I use it to take texture shots as well, which I'm going to have to redo because I lost a lot of my textures when my hard drive crashed. You know, I spent like 6 hours last night pulling data or trying to pull data off of my dead drive. I managed to recover some of it. I knew I wouldn't get it all. But man, was that painful. I never want to go through that again. Oh, painful. Having to pull data off of a dead drive, man, it was painful. Like I said, I managed to get some of it back, so that's good. Not all of it, maybe about 30% of it back. Which, considering the drive is actually completely kaput, it's that damage that it's actually a hardware fault. It's not so much, and this is the reason why I didn't get any warnings the drive was going to die. It wasn't a case of the platters becoming bad, which can sometimes start to cause the noises. It was actually the physical controller on the hard drive that's dying. So it's the thing that interfaces between, you know, the disk platters and the computer that's built into the back of a hard drive. So if you look at the back of a hard drive, you know, you have like a PCB. It's that controller that's dying. I know that because the recovery software I was using was warning me that there's a hardware error. So I was lucky to get anything off of it. Lesson learned. And it was one of those drives that is known to be problematic from Seagate. So one of the 3 terabyte drives. A few years ago when 3 terabyte was first introduced, because that drive is quite old, there was a lot of complaints from people saying that their drives were dying. The Seagate 3 terabytes were dying, and I've got another one in there which is identical to the one that died, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on that one. I'll make sure I've got a backup of it though. Smurf says, my limited knowledge of ND filters is that you have to use them at a proper angle for every shot, and I'm not sure how you do that on a drone, unless all your shots are basically level with the horizon. That's a good point actually, Smurf. Yeah, because you do have to make sure you hold your camera correctly. Smurf says so that you wouldn't have to bring the drone back down to you between every shot. Sniper Girl says I want to get whatever equipment I can get, so won't be limited once I get the 107. How long is it going to take you to get the 107, Smurf? Do you have any Sniper Girl? Any idea at all? Sniper Girl says once I get the commercial drone license, I want to be ready to start applying all over the place. Alford says copy and save. Well, I can't save, but I'll do a copy. Because if I try and save, it'll take me back to max. Smurfery says, or maybe I'm only thinking of a specific type of ND filter. There are some that only filter half of the lens instead of the full lens. Again, that is true. Some of the filters do change from the edge to the center. And because I don't use any filters on my cameras, I'm not really sure which ones do and which ones don't. I think most of them do alter the image. I think there's only a couple that don't, depending on the angle you're holding the camera at. Smurfberry says, so you'd have that half filtering the sky because the sky would be too bright at a given exposure setting. But that exposure setting is good for the ground subjects you're shooting. I think there might be a full lens ND filters that you can use differently from half lens filters. Smurf says, I think I was thinking of graduated ND filters. Sniper Girl says, not sure. I think I can control it well enough to pass the practical exam flying portion. Still need to hit up the books and study for the written portion. I'm surprised. I don't think you actually have to sit an exam in this country to get the license. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure though you don't need to sit an exam, but you have to apply and get approved for the license. I knew this gate was going to be painful. There's so much fretwork everywhere. But we only have to do it once. Again, problems with that piece. Won't make my life easy, will you? No, you still don't want to make my life easy. There we go, finally. I'm going to have to do these pieces by hand. They just do not want to unwrap automatically, unfortunately. We'll get it started with an auto unwrap and then we'll finish it by hand. A little bit of stretching. Hellforge says this Sniper Smurf. Sniper Smurf. Somebody's got to come up with that username now. I don't, just to confuse me. I don't remember that one from the cartoon or the comic book. Sniper Smurf. Sniper Girl says the ND filter set that I'm looking at getting is one by Autel. Yeah, I'm familiar with that company. Would assume that means it's by the company that they test to ensure that it works well for a drone. Oh yeah, look, if it's marketed for a drone, it should be fine. Sniper Girl says, when you look at the picture and zoom in extremely close, you will notice that it's a bit blurry. I had to lower the quality in Photoshop. I noticed you posted another image in the Discord. We will check that out just toward the end of the stream. Smurf says, the only filter I have currently is a polarizer to get rid of reflections on shiny things and to clean up bits of the sky, only applicable to certain angles relative to the sun. Sniper Girl says the file size was too big. Are you shooting in RAW? I'm assuming the images are coming down in RAW. Sniper Girl says, to Smurfberry, looking at getting one of those this coming up check, also get a UV filter as well. Smurfberry says, should have bookmarked the articles and videos I was watching when I was researching what camera to get. Good information. Yeah, but you won't find it hard if you want to search online. You'll come across heaps of articles. Heaps and heaps of articles. It's a popular topic in photography, so you shouldn't have a problem finding information. Oh, we're nearly there. We're nearly at the base. Hopwood says, speaking of good info, ArtStation Learning is still free until the end of the year. Yeah, and that's thanks to Epic Games, isn't it? So I keep forgetting about that because there's some stuff I wouldn't mind looking at on ArtStation, but I keep forgetting to go and actually look while it's still free, because we love free. I see, was it Euro? Who was it that posted in the Discord? Oh, no, it was you, Hellforge. New free for the month stuff on the Unreal Marketplace as well. So yeah, check that out, because I checked it out this morning before the stream and grabbed a few bits and pieces that were free. Even if I don't use them, I want them because they're free. Why not? Add them to your account and and then you've always got them if you need them at a later date. Because yeah, you guys know that Epic Games every month give away free stuff on the Unreal Marketplace. This is not games. This is, you know, for the Unreal Engine. They give away free games, you know, as well, but you know, that's not what we're talking about here. Hyper Smurfberry says, Sniper Girl says, I have it set to shoot both RAW and also JPEG. The JPEG image was 11.6 megabytes. Oh, Discord has an 8 megabyte limit on file size. I didn't know that. that Discord had a limit like that? Ah. I guess it makes sense. Actually, there's been a bit of, like, you know how people have been using Discord to spread malware and stuff recently, so I'm not sure what Discord are going to do about that. So just be careful if you're a Discord user and just don't click links that people post from some anonymous stranger. Just like you would with an email, just be careful. Because there are nasty people that are trying to con people into clicking dodgy links in Discord. Now that's another reason why if you join my Discord you can't post. There's a cooldown period. It's not very long. It's either 15 minutes or a half an hour. I can't remember which. That's again to stop spam bots and people trying to post nefarious links to things that they shouldn't. Smurf says, I've decided that I'm not going to shoot JPEG plus RAW anymore. It was taking too long to write 2 files to the disk when I was mashing the shutter button down. And the RAW contains all the info of the JPEG anyway. Yeah, the RAW is always going to be the best format to work with. It's going to be bigger than the JPEG obviously, but you're not going to be throwing information away like you do with a JPEG image. So yeah, I would always suggest you shoot in RAW, if you have the option. I mean, some cameras don't give you the option depending on how good the camera is. So you might be stuck with just JPEG, but if you've got the option, go for RAW every time. But it will take up more space. Halford says it's either 10 or 100 megabyte for premium members. Oh, are you talking about Discord, I'm assuming? Okay, so yeah, I'm not a member. I don't have a membership or a subscription on Discord. Sniper Girl says to Hellforge 100 meg. Smurfberry says, oh lord, Amazon Basics has a $10 circular polarizer 52mm. Or were you tempted, Smurf? That's why I try and avoid Amazon. I buy way too much stuff off of Amazon. And I have a feeling the reason I buy so much stuff on Amazon is because I know it's free shipping because I'm a Prime member. So the temptation is just too great when you think, oh, I can get this and I don't have to pay for shipping. How cool is that? So I'll just buy this and I'll just buy this. And Amazon know that. That's the reason they have their Prime membership, to encourage you to spend more money. And I do. It works. Hellport says to Sniper Echo... Sniper Echo? Huh? Says, Sniper Echo once sent me a dodgy link and I ended up here. Worth it. Dodgy links to Phil. That's funny.
What?
Just gonna see if the other unwrap gives me a better result. Not really. There we go. We have a little stretching here and here. That's a bit annoying. Let's just have a look at that. There we go. That's better. Smurfberry says $10 freaking. Well, that's cheap for a filter, you know. So I think you should buy it. Smurfberry says there's no way that it's a good polarizer. Yeah, I would question a $10 filter, but yeah, a filter for $10. Where's it made? Sniper Girl says, yeah, that's super cheap. But hey, it's Amazon Basics. Some of those products will literally set your house on fire. So. Oh man. Yeah, just because it's on Amazon doesn't mean it's great. So just be careful of some things you buy on Amazon. I'm not saying they sell complete rubbish, but Amazon don't really vet their third-party sellers very well. So yeah, there have been horror stories of some stuff that people have bought from third-party sellers on Amazon that have been really dodgy. So please be careful. Generally, if it's sold by Amazon and shipped from Amazon, then it's generally fine. It's only the ones that are sold by another third party and shipped from Amazon that you've got to be careful of. And I'd never buy something that was not sold by Amazon or shipped by Amazon as well. You're just asking for trouble. I find the same with eBay. eBay has a lot of junk sellers on it as well. That's why I don't shop on eBay. Well, one of the reasons. There are many others, but that's one of them. Smurf says my polarizer was closer to $80. Yeah, look, generally for a good filter, you're going to be looking at the $80 to $100 range or more. I've seen some filters go for like $400 depending on what the filter is. So $10, yeah. Very, very, very sus. Smurf says, I think I don't feel like logging in to check my order history. On Amazon to see how much stuff you bought. I know, I bought way too much stuff on Amazon, way too much. The only thing that stopped me buying small stuff recently is because we've been in lockdown here in Australia. The Amazon delivery time has stretched out to like a week and a half, and I don't want to wait that long because normally I get my stuff the next day from Amazon. So if I got to wait a week, then I'd rather not buy it. I'm one of those impatient types. And so that's the only thing that has sort of slowed my Amazon spending down. The fact that I have to wait a week for or about a week and a half for it sometimes if I wanted to order it. And that ain't good enough. If I can't get it next day, I don't want it. Well, depending on what it is. If it's something I really, really want, maybe, but generally the stuff that not stuff that I desperately need. Apart from the hard drive, which I've had to order. That should be coming soonish, I hope. The replacement is a hard drive for the computer. Well, it's not a hard drive. I bought a replacement SSD for it, but I did buy an external hard drive for backups, external backups, so as well. I'm waiting on both of them. Like I said, I'm so thankful that I even though I didn't have a complete backup of the drive that died, I do have bits and pieces that were on it backed up in other places, so it wasn't a complete disaster. And the other thing that was interesting too is when the drive died, Windows wouldn't boot. So I turned my machine on. Like I knew there was something weird was going on because the drive was not opening quickly and all that sort of jazz. And then when it decided to die, even though it wasn't a boot drive, it was just like a secondary drive, Windows refused to boot. Now, I don't know if it was my BIOS, my Asus BIOS saying, there's something wrong with your disk, I'm not going to let you boot into Windows or what, but it wasn't until I physically disconnected the drive that I could actually that I could then boot into Windows. So if you're having boot problems, look for a faulty drive. Smurf says, all I know is if you're paying $10, you get what you pay for. Pretty much. It's a bit of a false economy, people thinking that they want to save money by buying whatever cheaper. But the more you pay, the better the quality usually. So yeah, people think I'll buy it cheap, but then it dies or wears out half, it doesn't last half as long as buying a more expensive item would. Or it doesn't work at all if it's a filter maybe. Or... Sniper Girl says to Smurfer, regrettably for the drone, that's only one polarizer filter. It's 20. That's 4 out of 5 stars, so hoping it's good. You got to be careful of those reviews as well, because companies pay people to make fake reviews. So don't always go by an Amazon review rating. There is actually a website that can check the reviews against and tell you whether they think whether in the website's opinion the reviews are fake or not, and what the true star rating would be. I can't remember what it's called, but there is a website. Just if you want to do a search on Google of check Amazon reviews or something, you should find it. Yeah, so you give it the URL of the product on Amazon. It looks at the comments, and I don't know what it does in the background, and then it decides whether they're actually, how many of them are fake, if there are any fake, and what the actual review score should be based on what it thinks are fake reviews. So. And the same goes for, Amazon's Choice, that little graphic you see on some products that says Amazon's Choice, which makes people think, oh, well, that means it's good because it's Amazon's Choice. That can be faked as well. That's not faked, but that's not a good indication of a good quality product either on Amazon. Snapper Girl says, I shop on eBay on occasion, gotten great deals. My mirrorless camera was in great condition. Love it. And my drawing tablet. Yeah, I don't like Amazon. Sorry, we're talking Amazon or eBay? I don't like eBay. I don't buy anything on eBay anymore. I don't like the platform. I don't like the way they behave. I'd rather just not deal with them at all. So I haven't bought anything on eBay for about a year and a half, and I don't ever intend to again. But I'm not saying you can't get good deals on eBay. I just don't want to deal with them. I think we may have UV mapped everything. I think we might be good. I think we're done. There is just one other thing I wanted to look at here, and that's the this piece here. We see we have an open back. I did correct the one up here, but I forgot that one down there. So I'm going to send it back to Max. We're going to make that correction. I'm going to do a save here, just to be on the safe side and have a copy. Euro! Hey Euro, it's good to see you. Sniper Girl says, a week and a half, wow, we still get 2-day shipping here. No, it's only because we're in lockdown in Australia in different cities. That's the reason that deliveries have been extended, because half the postal people, half the delivery people are off work because of being in lockdown, or because they've caught the human malware and they have to go into isolation for 2 weeks. So that's pushed back deliveries. That's the only reason. Once things sort of settle down, once we get vaccination rates up high enough, delivery should go back to next day. Usually it's next day. So, and then Phil can go and have a haircut, get all this bushy mess cut off. Thank you, Hellforge. If you want to join the Discord server, click that link Hellforge popped into Twitch chat. And if you want to wishlist the game you see me working on an asset for right now, you can wishlist it on Steam by clicking that link in Twitch chat. So I want to just fix this back piece here. So I'm just going to collapse my stack. And we're going to select the edge And we're going to cap it. And we just need to send that back to Horizon just so we can UV map that little bit that we just added. So let's do that. It's going to be a 3-second job. We just need to UV map this bit down here. And now we're done. So let's send it back to Max. And now we just need to pack the UVs on that column. So collapse our stack and do an unwrap UVW and select our UVs and get Max to pack it. And wait for Max to pack it. It's thinking about it. There we go. And turn the seams off because they get in the way. And we're done. Well, we're done with the columns. We're going to duplicate that column on this side. We're not going to UV map that one. Let me just do a save, just to be on the safe side. Helpwood says, I had boot problems and I just went to Cobbler to get it sorted. I went to a Cobbler. Ah, you're as bad as Smurfberry. You're both as bad as each other. Top tier stuff, Helpwood says. Smurfberry says, I simply stopped wearing boots. I imagine the lens on the drone isn't particularly large, so the cost to make a filter is lower since it's a smaller surface area. You'd be surprised. They can still be really expensive even with a smaller surface area. Sniper Girl says the filter is only 20. If it's crap, I'll just send it back and get it refunded. Well, that's one of the really good things about Amazon is the fact that if it's not up to stuff, you can send it back and Amazon will refund you. They're good that way. Or if there's a problem with it or it's damaged or whatever, yeah, it's no issue to contact support on Amazon and just send it back. They'll either replace it for you or they'll refund you. Euro says you missed a bit. I didn't miss any bits. Which bit did I miss? Hang on. Let me have a look here. What have we got? Cargate left. Cargate right. Cargate. We need a Cargate post. Cargate 2. We're going to assign that to the post and I'm going to throw a checker map down so we can check it. Because now you've got me paranoid. Let's go, I don't know, let's go 60 by 60. And let's isolate it. Which bit did I miss? I don't think I missed anything. Are you just trolling me? You're trolling me, aren't you? You are trolling me. I don't see anything that I've missed. I think you're trolling me. Yeah, you good, Euro? That's good to hear. Euro says, that was much quicker than the old algorithm. Euro says, I haven't had a chance to use the new UV stuff yet. I didn't want to update Max while doing work in case something went tipsy up. Yep, that's a good philosophy to have, Euro. I'm the same. I don't tend to want to do any major changes to anything if I'm in the middle of a project. I did upgrade the Windows version to Windows 11, but I had a complete backup of my Windows 10 just in case something went wrong. But I don't tend to make dramatic changes in my software either until the project is done. I get like until I've got a bit of time to catch a breather, as they say. So I think we're good. Our textile density looks even. So I think we're good to go. Let's remove that checkup. You were joking, yeah. That's like, oh, you guys know I always throw a checker down to check to make sure everything is nice and even anyway, so I thought you were joking. Doesn't hurt to take a second look though and make sure I didn't miss anything, because hey, I have before. Sniper Girl says he's old, gotta remember that, that's right. Euro says, so am I. He's slacking. More UV mapping. Man. Alright. And we're going to have to do each gate. We're going to have to UV map both parts of the gate. So I guess the sooner we start, the sooner we'll finish, hey? Send it over to Ryzen. That one, and that one. Now, again, we have this issue here with Ryzen inverting the inverting thing, so let's look at that and fix it. So let's just isolate the gate, and we will throw and unwrap a reset UVW, I mean reset export. That's what I'm trying to say. And collapse the stack, and I'm going to check it. Anything that's looking a little sus maybe is these bits in here. So let's flip that one. And flip this one. Aside from that, flip that one, and flip that one. Apart from that, I think we should be good. So let's send it back to Ryzen and have a look. Looks like we still might have an issue. Ryzen is complaining. Okay, let's have a look here. I can see, yeah, there's a flip here. Don't see a problem anywhere else, so let's try that. Ryzen still looks like it's going to complain about the outer edge here. Okay. But yet in max it's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another reset on the X form, and we'll have a look at it then. I might even throw down a normals modifier on it if it's still having issues. Yeah, Ryzen is still complaining. although I'm not sure if that is actually flipped in Rism or if that's just like a vertex color. Although, let's do this. Let's throw down a modifier. Collapse that stack. Okay, that is not great. Let's try another reset. Let's try a weighted normals. Rism is still giving me issues. Still complaining. There's an issue at the back. I forgot to look at the back actually. But I don't think these bluish. This is actually inverted, but that is. What will I do here? I'm just wondering whether it's the plugin that's doing this. We do have flips here. Let me catch up with chat. Yuri says, yeah, the unwrapped tools I use have a button for checker maps. I do it too. Yeah, throwing a checkers down is always a good way just to check the textile density to make sure it's correct. And most tools do have that automatic button, checker button. It's either a checker or it's a number sequence of coloured squares. Yuri says it's maybe non-manifold. Select them and check the other side. Smurf says gremlins or demons. Gates haunted. That's right. Abigail says, gate to hell. Quick, somebody please check to see if there's an abandon all hope, all ye who enter here written on it. Let's try it again. Send it back to Rism. I think we're going to be okay. Let me double check. I don't think this blue is actually inverted. That might be a vertex coloring thing. We will UV map and we'll see how we go. Because it could just be a plugin problem as well. I really must make sure before I start UV mapping, because it's going to be a pain to actually, if I have to restart UV mapping it again. What about? We haven't even looked at this side yet. I'm just trying to think if I should... Because it looks fine to me. I might just export it to my desktop as an FBX and import it directly into Ryzen. Let's see what that does. We're just going to call it test. And let's open up Ryzen. And import it. No, it looks pretty much the same. It's, yeah, I really think that that blue is actually not an invert. It's like a vertex color, I think. So we're going to work with the original. We'll see how we go. So let's send it to Ryzen. Let's start with that blue on the outside edge here and see what happens when we UV map it. That'll be a good test. Yeah, UV map's okay, so I don't think the issue is the mesh. You know, if something's simple like this, it really should not be having an issue trying to do a UV map. But it seems to be having a bit of a problem. I'm going to tackle this. Yeah, I don't like the look of that. So I'm going to go back into Max. Let's look at the gate. I'm just going to detach that temporarily. I'm just going to make sure my verts are welded. Okay. Let's reattach it back to the gate again. And try it again. Well, let's fix that blue color, so that's progress. Isolate. That's better. Much better. We got there in the end. I'm starting with the easier bits. I'll move to the middle of the gate, which is the nightmare bit last. Quietest I've been in a while. Because I'm concentrating. Gives you guys a chance to hear the music in the background, which is rare. We'll live dangerously and try and do the entire handle as one piece. We'll see how we go. Oh, type a copy, I think. I need Hellforge here to tell me to drink copy and to save. Thank you, Smurfberry. And save. So you guys getting ready for Christmas? It's going to be here before you know it. We're already in October. Or are you going to leave all of that to the last minute, like most people? Which is probably what I'll do. Leave it till the last minute. Smurfberry says, la 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 la, I can't hear you. And Euro says, I have one gift left to get. Geez, you're organised, Euro. I haven't even started. Well, that's good. That's the way to be. Nice and organised. Which is not me. I haven't started my Christmas shopping yet. I guess we'll start at the top and work our way down. Christmas. No, let's try a different one. Smithberry says overachiever. Yuri says, well, the UK isn't in good shape for any kind of last minute ordering, so I got mine done early. That's a good point. I've seen the news reports about fuel shortages in the UK and problems getting food to supermarkets and just there's been a few problems over in the UK with different bits and pieces of things that people need. But it's supposed to be getting better, isn't it? Because didn't you guys draft in your army or something to help drive trucks for fuel delivery and things like that? I think that's the last I heard. I think that's what they were doing. But it ain't good. The joys of Brexit, hey? I ain't saying anything. I'm not saying anything. I don't know if it was how well thought through it all was, but anyway. So it's probably a good plan of action. You gotta get it done early because who knows in a couple of months' time what will be available. It's already hard now to buy any sort of technology anywhere in the world because of these shortages of chips and stuff. Sniper Girl says, Christmas? We'll probably be home for Christmas. Staycation. We'll likely get some things on Amazon for the family though. Well, I won't be seeing my brother and sister for Christmas because, well, I'm still in lockdown until the end of this month. I think they're talking about starting to open up at the end of October in Melbourne. But I don't think I'll be able to fly to see my sister or brother because they live interstate and the borders are still shut. And I don't know what will happen by then. Maybe they'll be open, maybe they won't. You can never tell with the different premiers and the different states in this country whether they're going to open up or not. Or even if they do, whether they're going to shut the borders tight again, which they've done before. And the last thing I want to do is get stuck interstate. As much as I love my brother and sister, I don't want to be stuck in Queensland or in New South Wales. So if there's any risk of that, I will be spending a staycation Christmas at home as well. That's what I had to do last year. Which is fine. I enjoy my own company, it's fine. Yura says, fuel, food, rising poverty, government increases in taxation, benefit cuts to the most in need. It's a complete shit show. I've never experienced a period in my lifetime where the world seems to be falling apart, for lack of a better word. I'm not just talking about what's going on in the UK with Brexit. There seems to be so many problems happening at the moment with, forgetting about the human malware, but just with supply chain issues, tensions in the world between different countries. I don't know if you guys heard, but Australia recently signed a deal with the United States government to have them supply us with nuclear submarines. Prior to that, though, we had already asked France to create a new submarine fleet for us. And apparently we didn't tell France that we were not going to honour that deal and that we were going to get these nuclear subs from the US. And so that's caused a huge rift between France and Australia. So Mr. Macron is not talking to our Prime Minister. And there seems to be so much happening in the world that's, I don't know, I just get the impression everything's starting to fall apart. I hope that's not true, but you know. Sniper Girl says the Euro, yep. That's it, race to the bottom. Smurf says the entire nation shoots itself in the foot, story at 11. Euro says there's soup kitchens in Glasgow, food banks all around the UK to feed people hammered by our own government. See, they don't report that here in Australia, that there are that there are soup kitchens and food banks. They never talk about that. So that surprises me if it's that bad. Like, I know that during the outbreak of the human malware that a lot of that was happening in the United States. They reported on that. Like really long lines of cars and stuff for food banks. But I've not heard about those reports in the UK, so that's interesting. But yeah, so there seems to be so much going on in the world. You get the impression things are slowly falling apart. Not to mention global tensions with other countries, and you know, we all know what's happening at the moment in Taiwan, so not good. I might look at that in Max, but I think that might just be an issue here in the editor. I don't think it's a problem with the mesh. Did I not pack this? Did I not do this? I think I not did this. Or did I? I can't remember. I don't think I did. Or maybe I did. No, I don't think I did. Guess we'll do these bits. Snappy Girl says, politically speaking, the US has been in a downward spiral for a while. Smokeberry says, man, I heard France is pissed. They're really pissed. Like I said, Emmanuel Macron, the president or whatever they call of France, won't speak to our Prime Minister. He won't take his call. That's how bad it is. France are really, 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 really annoyed with Australia. Yeah, it's adults behaving like, look, I was going to say adults behaving like children, but it's a big deal to France because, you know, it was a contract, a defense contract worth billions upon billions of dollars. So I can understand why France are annoyed, I guess. But hey, we have the right to spend our taxpayer dollars on whatever we think is the best for the country. And they've obviously decided that these nuclear submarines from the United States are what they want. Yeah, Sniper Girl says, yep, they're pissed. Euro says, yeah, they barely report it within the UK because the MSM are controlled by the same people in government, and that Murdoch idiot owns most of the papers. So yeah, Rupert Murdoch, he's evil. He was the one that was pushing for Brexit as well, from memory. Again, Australian, unfortunately. It pains me to have to say that Rupert Murdoch was born in Australia. He's a terrible, terrible man. A real horror. Phil gets blacklisted from anything Rupert Murdoch owns. Not that I care. I wouldn't go and work for him anyway. It wasn't that long ago, actually, just about a week or so ago, I got offered a really good job, approached out of the blue, which sometimes happens. But the company was a gambling company, and I don't work for companies. I don't believe in gambling, and I don't work for any company that promotes or creates stuff to do with the gambling industry. So they were paying well, though. So if you have no qualms about that sort of thing, that's the industry you can work for if you want to make a lot of money. But I have some morals. I won't work for companies like that. So it doesn't surprise me it's not being reported on, but that's really sad, Euro. That there are so many people in need and the world doesn't know what's going on. As Sniper Girl says, wow. Yeah, Euro says, and as soon as things get some airtime, all the MPs just virtue signal about it with crocodile tears and do nothing to fix it. It's terrible. It does suck, as Sniper Girl says. Euro says it's going to be a winter of discontent in the UK for millions of people. Not good. It doesn't compare, but in Australia, while we've been in lockdown, the government have been paying people who can't work because everything's locked down, nothing's open. But the government are cutting that off at the end of this month as well, so it'll be interesting to see what happens then. Because people have been surviving on these payments the government have been giving them because they haven't been able to work, because everything's been in lockdown. But just because we're coming out of lockdown doesn't mean a lot of these businesses won't go belly up anyway. And the government are cutting off all support, so yeah. Not good. Sniper Girl says, holy crap, WTO. Euro says, same in the UK, furlough is ended this month. Yeah, I just don't understand government sometimes. I think half the problem is these politicians that make these rules and these laws and cut people off from any sort of support. I mean, it doesn't affect them. They're fine. They're going to get their pay. They don't have to worry about their job security, you know. So that annoys me. Yeah, if it was happening to them, then they'd be screaming blue murder. But because they're politicians and, you know, they don't have these issues that normal people have, it sucks. Sniper Girl says the US did that already, and wow, it wasn't good. She says, love how it looks like governments know there's a freaking pandemic and still decide to throw people out in the streets by their decisions. I know, out you go. Tell me about it, Sniper Girl. That's what I don't get either. They know there's a pandemic. You know, yeah. They talk about in this country, we can't be COVID zero anymore because for a very long time we didn't have a big outbreak of the human malware. So we were always pushing to keep 0 cases, and for a long time we did. It's only with this new Delta variant that we're starting to get a lot of cases now, until everyone gets to a certain vaccination level, which we are rolling out, and a lot of people are. And now they say, oh, we can't get to COVID. We're just going to have to put up with so many people dying. It's just going to be a fact, you know. We can't. People are just going to have to die, basically, and that really annoys me. I mean, these are people's lives you're playing with. This is not. Yeah, these are people's lives. So for politicians to say, oh, well, you know, you're just going to have to expect so many people are going to die, and that's just that. That's not good enough. That's not what I pay taxes for, and that's not how I want my government to behave. And unfortunately, because it's a liberal government, which are like the Republican Party in the US, equivalent to that sort of, you know, conservative party, they just don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't care if people die. Not to mention the fact that not everyone can get vaccinated yet, because there were issues with supply of the vaccine, so there's still a lot of and because our population is spread over such a large country, there are issues getting vaccine to you know, to all of these places all around Australia. So not everybody can get a vaccination shot yet, and the government want to open everything up, and their solution is, well, you know, you're just going to have to put up with people dying. I mean, that sucks, and it's not good. And so I will make my displeasure known at the next election, which is coming up at the beginning of next year. We go to a federal election, and I will let the government know what I think of how they handle things then. Mark my words. I just hope enough other people think the same way I do. Governments behave badly at their peril. Euro says the big issue is most of these people are from the investment banking world, and they think that they can treat the public and the public money like they would do to the stock markets. The UK's Chancellor, the guy in charge of taxation and balancing the books, is himself a multi-millionaire. His wife is one too, and she's set to inherit her father's estate, instantly becoming a billionaire. These kinds of people should never be in government, as they're part of the problem. I could not agree more. I agree 100%, Euro. That's, yeah. Same in this country. A lot of our politicians are ex-lawyers and that sort of crowd, ex-doctors. I mean, yeah, they have no inkling of how the problems real people have, and they're only in it to line their own pockets most of the time. The only reason they go into politics is to fleece the public purse as much as they can. That sucks, and I don't like it. But like I said to you guys before you had your presidential election, if your government is not doing what you think they should be doing, well then make your displeasure known when you go to vote. And that's exactly what I intend to do. Because yeah, I really hate this laissez-faire attitude of I'll just let them die, basically. It's as bad as, you know, that old Marie Antoinette let them eat cake sort of thing. It's unconscionable. It's evil. I'm sorry, but it's evil. Anyway, don't get me started on a rant. Sniper Girl says that was the attitude of the US government the entire time. 700,000 people have died. I mean, WTF. I know, Sniper Girl. It's just, I don't know. I lost for words. It just, it makes me, well, it makes me angry actually. That's if I'm being completely honest. It makes me bloody angry. Really, really angry. I hope it makes some more people angry as well if their governments are behaving like this around the world when it comes time to vote them in or out. If it makes you angry, do something about it. It makes me bloody angry. Yuri says, I don't mind lawyers or doctors being ministers as they have valuable life experience, but investment bankers' life experience is literally finding ways to get around laws to avoid taxes. Literally scum. Sniper Girl says, issue with that is people on both sides are equally corrupt and owned by the same people. Yeah, I know. I know. It's sort of like, you know, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Regardless of which side you pick, half the time they're, you know, at least a few scumbags amongst them anyway. So you can't win. You really can't. And that has to change. I don't know how, and I don't know when, but something has to change. That can't keep going on. It's not... Eventually, you know, there'll be a revolution or something. People won't put up with that forever. At least I hope not. I mean, never underestimate how lazy people can be. But, yeah, I hope that changes. I really do. I hope we get people in governments around the world that are there for the reason they should be there, to help people, to help society, not to make it worse. I don't know. I don't know what the answers are. I just know something has to change. I'm just going to try the other. No, we'll go back to the one we were using. Hey Sniper Echo, it's good to see you, buddy. Sniper Girl says, my generation is pissed and Gen Zers in the US are as well. Things will change. The old bees need to die first. Yes, that's right. Well, good. Yeah, I guess that's true. We've got to wait for all the oldies to die before things can truly change. But they're dying every day. No, we don't want to say that. But yeah, things will change because generations change. It's like climate change. We have a Prime Minister who refuses to believe in climate change regardless of what he mouths, what comes out of that when he flaps his lips. He doesn't do anything about it. But the younger generation and newer generations, it's really an important issue for them, as it should be for everyone, climate change. And they all become voting age and you know, be that at your peril, Mr. Prime Minister. Because the people that are voting for you at the moment are dying because they're getting old, and that's just the way life works. So you can't rely on their vote forever. So you are correct, Sniper Girl. It's good to see you, Sniper Echo. What's wrong, Sniper Echo? Sniper Girl says, not going to lie, ended up LMAO. Yeah, how are you, Sniper Echo? You popped into the chat just at the time when Phil was going on a tirade about politicians and the human malware and people dying and all the fun things for us to be talking about on a stream. I hope you're well, though, buddy.
we so together, you and I.
Sniper says he's good. Busy as hell, but I'm doing okay.
Into the sky. Oh, we're shooting stars in the night.
Oh, the joys of UV mapping.
Like meteors, we light up the sky with magic. Like meteors, we light up the sky with magic. Light up the we're shooting stars in the night. We're shooting stars in the night. Like meteors, we light up the sky with magic.
Sniper Echo says, Phil, have we spoken about the new ZBrush user interface yet? No. Don't you get me started on ZBrush. Sniper Girl's threatened to mute me for 5 minutes if I start talking about ZBrush. I'm sure she said that before. It's easy to get me on a rant about that. I wish they would create a new user interface for it. But they won't, because they're Pixologic. They think they know better. Sniper Egger says to Sniper Girl, it's the exact same, just haven't had Phil rant in a while. Sniper Girl said, have me hoping. Sniper Girl says, I would, but I'd rather you play a game on Monday. Oh, okay. You don't have to mute me. I won't go on a tirade about ZBrush. I could, but I won't. Because I'm trying to be good, you see, here, and I'm trying to get some work done. You noticed I've been chatting and working at the same time, Sniper Girl? Are you impressed that I've managed to actually continue working and still chat? We might even get the gate done today, so that'll be a miracle. Well, this half of the gate anyway. Sniper Girl says if he goes on a rant, can someone else mute him? I won't go on a rant, I won't go on a rant. Sniper Girl says if you go on a tirade on ZBrush, I'll gift you a game on Steam for Monday. You don't have to gift me a game. Sniper Girl says, yeah, I'm impressed. You were good. I've been very good. I've been working my little butt off. And still managing to chat at the same time. So I think I've done quite well. I keep my YouTube audience happy and my Twitch audience happy. It's exhausting though, I have to tell you. Here it says, does he get to pick the game? You pick an expensive one. Yeah, Sniper Girl says, I get as close as a Barbie or MLP game I can get on Steam for him if he does. Please not The Sims. Yes, I agree. Please not The Sims. I've never been into The Sims games. I know they're really popular with a lot of people, but yeah, I've just never seen the attraction in the Sims games. Sniper Girl says, okay, you got on a tirade on ZBrush. I'll get you The Sims. Don't give me The Sims. No. No, 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 no. I think we might have finished UV mapping this gate actually. Looks like I might have missed one here. Yeah, I think I did. Let's just do this piece here. And I think that's this half of the gate UV mapped. So I've done really well today. I've done the rest of the column of the post and an entire gate in one stream. How's that? I'm impressed. With myself anyway. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything I've missed. Pretty sure that's everything. I'm just looking at under here. Looks like I might have missed that. So let's just isolate that piece and map it. And now I think we're done. Hang on, what's this? Yuri says, I played the first one. My finest achievement was setting a fire in the bathroom and blocking the door. Oh man. Sniper Girl says, that's the only good thing about The Sims, ways you can kill people. Sniper says, that looks like a mess. Yuri says, SpaghettiOs. Well, let's fix that right now. Let's send this back to Max. And let's throw an unwrap UVW down. And let's select everything and get Max to do a pack. And I can have a coffee. Sniper Girl says, you're going to swim for eternity, have fun. And no food or water for you. Oh, for the fun of it, you're going to slowly freeze to death. You torture your poor Sim characters. Sniper Girl says, yep. You did good. Thank you. I thought I did good. That's a bit cleaner. Let's just throw down a checker pattern to check to make sure our textile density is correct. And this is gate left. And I think our textile density is good. Nothing jumps out as being an issue. I think we're good to go. So what have we got left? We have half the gate left, so we've only got to do this half of the gate. That doesn't need UV mapping because that's a photogrammetry object. We've done that, so this half of the gate is all that's left for us to do. So let's do a quick save once I get myself organised, because you know how anal I am here when it comes to making sure all of these are lined up correctly. My OCD. Let's do a save. Save and copy, Smeppery says, thank you, Smeppery. I miss help or just save and copy. How are we going for time? No, we're almost at the end of the stream. I just want to show that image that Sniper Girl posted from her drone. Hang on, Yura says those bits in the horizontal bar you missed. What did I miss? Where did I miss? Those bits in the horizontal bar. I don't see anything I've missed. I'm talking about here. Smurf says he's not saving. Nobody says thank God. Yura says I just instanced the unwrapped gate and rotate it. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay, now Euro is suggesting that I'd instance it, rotate it. Now normally I would do that too, Euro. That's normally the way I do work when I'm doing this sort of stuff, particularly for a game engine. But these two gates are not exactly identical. This one has an F on it, this one has a B on it. Now again, I could have separated the F and the B, and then I could have just done what you've suggested. That might be a way for me to still do that. Like what I could do is we can remove the F and the B, then I can instance the gate over here, and then, but that will be with an F in the UV map. But then I can UV map the B and attach it to this half of the gate, and then get and then repack it. So that might be a better way to go instead of me spending half tomorrow's stream UV mapping this half of the gate. We'll look at that tomorrow. We'll play around with that tomorrow, but that might be a better way to go. Initially, like I said to you guys, I want the UV maps. I want to have two different UV maps for the gate here, because I want them to look unique. I don't want to be using the same texture. That's what I mean. I don't want to use the same texture twice. I want to texture up each half uniquely. But that doesn't mean we can't copy the UVs across and then just create a new texture based on the same UVs for this half. Yeah, we can detach the F and the B, so I can duplicate that over here, then reattach the B here, reattach the F here, UV map the B, and then just repack it into this texture set. We'll look at that tomorrow though. That's probably a good way to go, actually. Normally I wouldn't even, like normally what I do is if there wasn't an F and the B, I just duplicate it, use the same texture, and we're done in the game engine. But I want this main gate to look a bit more unique. That's why I want two separate texture maps. But yeah, we'll look at that tomorrow. It's probably no, not tomorrow, because I'm not streaming tomorrow. Next week, on Monday next week. Remind me if I forget people, would you? That's the way we're going with this. Sorry, she says, no, the flower things in the bar. The flower things. You're talking about... You're confusing me. Which flower things? The flower things in the bar. Oh, you're talking about these? Oh, well, you might be right, actually. I might have missed them. I'm assuming these are the things you're talking about here, aren't you? Those bits through here. Yes. Okay. Alright, let's fix that real quick, because I'll forget otherwise. I just want to get rid of that texture checker. I'm going to collapse the stack. I'm going to throw Rhizome open again. We're going to edit the UVs. Going to wait for Rhizome here. Oh, I see what you mean. Through here. Good spot. I did forget these. I knew I would have forgotten something. I knew I would forget something. I tried to make sure I remembered to get everything, but no, good spot there, Euro. Now I think we've got everything. I don't think there's anything else I've forgotten. I'm pretty sure everything else is UV. So I think we're good to go. Let's send it back to Max. All we have to do is get Max to do a repack. Because what would have happened is I would have taken it into Substance Painter and I would have been thinking, why are my texture maps not applying correctly? Sniper Girl says, save time and separate the F and the B. Yeah, look, I think that we'll do that next week. I really don't want to have UV map the other half of the gate. If we can copy it, then that's the way we're going to do it. Because I really, really don't want to re-UV map the other half. Because you know I don't like doing UV mapping. So now we're good. Thanks to Euro's spot there. We're good to go next week. We'll just copy the other half of the gate over. So I'm doing a save. I want to show the image that Sniper Girl posted in the Discord of a shot from her drone. Because I haven't had a good look at it yet myself. Nice. Yeah, colours are really nice from that camera. Picks up some really nice colour. And like I said, I'm incredibly jealous if your suburb has this many trees. I am so jealous. I love trees. I'm a real tree hugger. I absolutely love trees, and I think that's just beautiful. I would love to be living surrounded by all of these trees. Yeah, and the quality of the photo is really good too. I'm just zooming in, like I said, so I can check the quality. And it's very good actually. Yeah, I'm impressed with the camera. And the colour. The colour's good too. Hang on, what's this? Tomorrow is, well, yes, I know, I was forgetting. I'm losing track of the days of the week. So it'll be Monday next week. I'm back. I'm not back tomorrow. I'm back on Monday next week. Smurf says everything is so flat. Sniper Girl says quality isn't as good this time. I did reduce the quality to be able to upload it to Discord, but I still think the quality is pretty good. And the colour. The colour's really good. So I'm impressed. The camera's, it takes some nice shots. You'll get some nice photogrammetry out of that drone by the look of it. Not to mention, if you want to do real estate stuff, you should be able to get some nice shots for that as well. Okay, so I think we will leave it there for today, guys and girls. So basically on Monday next week when we come back, UV mapping will be pretty much done. I'll just have to UV map the bee. And then we can start working in Substance Painter to start texturing the gate up. You're quite welcome. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and for watching. I really do appreciate it. You guys have a great weekend. Stay happy, healthy and safe. And I will see you all again on Monday next week at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States. And that's 11 a.m. if you're in Australia. You guys take care and have a good weekend. See you guys.